Let that shit play for a second. All right, okay.
It's got it. Yeah. I like the ending part of that.
Yeah.
Welcome back to another episode of Running the Lab. We are here on a chilly Monday afternoon, Wednesday morning, depending. Thursday. I don't know when you're going to
It's
listen to
hoodie
this,
weather.
but it's definitely hoodie weather. It's cuddle weather.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
We just left. We were just cuddling just now.
We're here with an amazing guest, a really awesome guest.
Yeah, she is one of the people that runs Tribal Roots Warehouse. Please give a round of applause for Rochelle Collins, please. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
In our live studio audience.
Yeah, with your host, Eric Zayas. I am Frankie Miracle, our amazing fucking producer in the house, Jacob Clark. Say what's up to the people.
Hello.
You just hello.
Fuck. No, yeah, we wanted to have Rochelle in studio today because she is with Tribal Roots, and that is where we'll be having our final Friday show. This will be recorded on Monday. It'll be that Friday, the 29th. So we wanted to kind of get somebody from down there and tell the people who listen to us that might not really be familiar with Tribal Roots what it is, what it's about. Rochelle, what can you tell us? When did it start?
It probably goes back. We weren't called Tribal Roots back in the day, but our roots are grounded in burn culture. So started with Burning Man years and years ago, and the inspiration from that just led to creating art projects and going to our local regional burn and hosting things there. Shay's always really been into sound, so he always brought sound. We did music. Our camp was called Treehouse Camp. We had half the crew put up a tree house, and we had all like these things you could play on and just kind of tapping into the inner child with music and ceremony and all the things. And we kind of just outgrew that experience a bit because it's hard to find land you can be as loud as we want to be around here, and it was causing like conflict. So we moved everything we had to the warehouse because we outgrew our garages, and the warehouse just needed to pay for itself because I don't know, we just couldn't afford to do art for the love of it in that way. You know,
Yeah.
None of us are that rich or rich at all. But so I don't know. We just started hosting rent parties to try to cover that. That grew into something more than that. And when 2020 hit in the music industry, the timing of that was odd for us. We ended up buying a bunch of production. As people were going out of business because of that, it kind of worked in our favor in a strange little way. So we upped our production. We had that system come in from the UK in 2019 and had to put it on hold. We got one show in and got to showcase what it could do, and then COVID hit. But so I don't know, we just kind of grew the experience over that time. We did like some little live streaming for DJs and stuff like that. And then by the time we could start hosting more gatherings, we just opened up our art collective space for other people in Wichita to see what we do at Burns is basically what it is. And we just love music and gathering and connecting. So we just wanted to provide that experience. It's a seasonal thing. So because the warehouse isn't temperature controlled year round, so we get like 13 shows in at the warehouse a year, and then we're not there for 6 months out of the year. So 13 shows for people to see what we do.
And we're one of them.
Yep.
We're going to be one of them.
Yep.
And I love it. Eric has never been there. I have told him about it 100 times.
It's pretty amazing.
It is.
I've heard a lot of great things. I know the last time you guys did comedy, and that's also another question I want to ask. Everybody was like really hyping it up. It's a whole different type of experience. Yep. And I was asking him, like, is it like, I've never heard, I'm new to Wichita. I've been here 4 years, but I'm still fairly new. And so I was asking him, like, what is it like, you know? And we had Sunshine here last week, and he was explaining how you guys have what is the speakers called?
The Element 5s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was saying how that's just amazing, and
So
I'm excited. I'm really excited.
It's pretty cutting edge technology with sound and lights and lasers and all that stuff. So it's a lot of stimulation coming at you from the moment that you come in, but there's also a lot of curating that goes into the artistic side of it, which we've hand built pretty much everything besides those speakers in the place. So and create a bunch of we create a bunch of like little chill spaces so that at any level you're at, when you come into the space, you can find somewhere to be comfortable, because it is kind of overwhelming sometimes if you just want to go right into the action. Not everybody's in that headspace. So it's just a cool space that it offers like all the different avenues for people to come in and get comfortable. And then the community behind it, they're just very welcoming, and they love everybody, and everybody immediately feels like this is home. And that's kind of what we're going for. Just a place. It's not like a club. It's not a club. It's not even a venue, for lack of a better word, and for the fact that if you want to do commerce in the United States, you have to turn yourself into a business. But it's really just our art, what we love to do, and we're just sharing it with people. But
Yeah, it's like stepping into a music festival.
yeah, pretty much.
It's like a music festival in a building, and that was, I was talking about having been to multiple festivals and stuff, and never really hearing a system like the Element Fives when Sunshine was on. But I tell that to people all the time because I've only been going now for like a few months. But that was the first thing I said. I was like, oh yeah, you can tell that they are well-traveled people. This is a music festival in a room.
Yep.
There's a tree house inside. There's
crazy.
a bunch of like different sets of couches where, like she said, if you get overstimulated, you can go and kind of just kick back and like catch your breath, drink some water, relax a little bit. You're still close enough by that you can hear the music, but you're not right in front in the crowd. There's a lot of like art displays in there, which is where we're gonna have a few of our friends put some stuff up on Friday. But it is a place like no other for sure. I love, dude. You're gonna love it.
That sounds awesome because I've never been part of like that scene, the EDM music, none of that. So it's cool, like hearing you talk that there's different like levels. If you're
Yes.
overstimulated, you can come here. If you're at this level, you can kind of hang out over there. That helps me be more open to the idea of, all right, let's go out to the
For
warehouse
sure.
this Friday night.
For
You know what I
sure.
mean? That's
Yeah, because it's not just like straight crazy. And there are like, some venues where it's just all the music, or you
Right.
got to go outside and smoke, or like that. That's the only, places that you're going to be at. Tribal Roots has a lot of different areas for you to just kind of, and the bartenders, oh my God, the whole staff. I love everybody there.
Yeah, we have great people. Like it's all like the closest of homies, people that we've been building our lives with. So it's not just random employees you're going to come up on. These are just people we have like solid relationships in, and we're all working towards the same goal. So the love is all the same. It's carried through. If you're talking to Judy, Shay's mom at the merch area, or if you're talking to the bartenders or any of the artists that we bring in to do live art during our shows, it's just like you feel the community love behind it all. And that's pretty important for us.
Oh yeah, it makes a difference. Since I started going there, since we did that comedy show there, you barely catch me anywhere else. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
we laugh.
If I'm going out, I'm at Tribal Roots. And it's funny, I remember like the third or fourth show that we were at, Lee and I were there, and I lost her. The place is so big too, you can like kind of just beat bop around. And I've got this cowboy hat on, just fucking sticking out like a sore thumb, you know what I mean? Tie-dye in a cowboy hat. Well, I went up and I talked to Shay, and he was like, God damn, man, we turned you out. You ain't missed a show yet. I was like, dude, it's a beautiful place. Like the energy, outside of the environment itself, dude, you can really feel the energy, and it is a community, which is really cool because you just don't see a lot of that shit anymore.
You don't. And our thing is like, in all the times that we've traveled and just gone and been pretty much a spectator, I would call it, for going enjoying other people's hard efforts that they've put into curating their events. It's like we just got really inspired, and you want to go do something with that inspiration. And so offering this, like our goal is to pass on that. So if you come into the space, we just hope that you find some level of inspiration you can take out into your daily life and have something to keep looking forward to coming back to, and maybe just find your artistic voice in it all, because there's so many varieties of art that we host. And that's how we got into comedy. It was just, I have always loved comedy. That's like a major form of medicine for me. So
you know what they say, laughter is the best medicine.
it truly is.
And an apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Yep.
So just
for real.
laugh your ass off and eat some apples.
Yep.
So is that what prompted you
never
guys
die.
to bring comedy to your guys' events?
Yeah,
Just
we had
the
been
love of it?
for sure. Yeah, we'd been wanting to, and I'll be honest, like kind of like slacked on supporting the Looney Bin. And when it closed, it kind of like punched me in my stomach a bit. Like, oh man, I didn't quite support that as much as I should have. And I don't know if that's why they quit or whatever, why they closed. But we were just like, we can't let this form of art die here. And I
Right.
know,
You guys are so goated.
you know what I mean? It's like, it's not like because we're going to host that it's keeping it alive. But if everybody opens a space here and there to let you guys express your art form, it's like that will keep it alive. And so that's just kind of what we're hoping to do, is just have a platform with a lot of amazing tools that people can come into that space and they can do their thing, you know?
And we appreciate it.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. There's been quite a few people since the Looney Bin has closed down that are kind of trying to help open their doors and push comedy a little bit more. Vorche is hosting a bunch of comics and stuff, but there's not that many. And with the Looney Bin out, like, unless they're at the Orpheum or maybe Crown Uptown, like, you just won't see a lot of local comedy events. And a lot of my favorite comics are the people that are from around here. Some of my best friends are some of my favorite comics. So we appreciate that.
I was pretty impressed by that comedy show, honestly. I didn't know what to expect, but I was laughing the whole way through.
I think local comedy gets a bad rap sometimes.
For
and
sure.
I understand there is a lot of just comedy in general. Not all of it's going to be good, but like Eric's been doing this for 4 years. I've been doing it for just a year longer than him. I mean, I feel like a lot of the people that we are in cahoots with out here are pretty good. And I always get that comment too. Like, I was actually kind of surprised by how funny I was laughing the whole show. Like, we just did Barleycorns here a couple weeks ago, and a friend of mine from high school came up and was like, "Oh my God, you were so funny. Everybody here was so funny. I didn't know." So it is, I like that we get to, because I never take it as like a backhanded compliment. It's like, yeah, it's
I definitely don't mean it that way.
No, there are times like that it probably is, but I just kind of to be like, I'm glad you had a good time. Come out for more. We're doing this stuff all the time. You know what I mean? Eric and I have been very busy over the last few weeks. We got one more coming this weekend, and then a couple things shaping up in April. But there's always more stuff going on, so it's like, yeah, now you didn't know, but we're still doing it. Come to the next one. Typically, they're only $10-$20. You know what I mean? So, take us through the tribe. Let's you don't have to mention everybody right now, but like, I went to school with Marcus's family. I know some of them. Michaela, I think, as well. Who runs
Tribal Roots?
Yeah, who came in?
So there's me and Shay and Marcus, Akela, Chance, and Hoover. And I would say, I don't know, the way that evolved was just Shay and I and Hoover starting off in the scene back in the day, loving electronic music, partying it up, living it up. And then that just kind of, Hoover went and did his thing in his life. He had to get some things together, and Shay and I went on in our lives, and our lives went the direction of Burning Man. And like I said, that just was its own natural, organic unfolding of the way things went. And then through that, we met Samuel, which is Marcus's brother, and he was the catalyst for us meeting Marcus and Akela and a lot of those people.
Yeah, I love the Iguethias.
Yeah, they're an amazing family. So we just really connected with them, and so they started burning with us at our regional burn, and then we also met Chance at our regional burn in 2012, and we had a lot of fun with him. He started going to Burning Man and traveling the world with us, and so just out of those fun times, I mean, you can imagine they're epic moments that you're having with these people over and over again. So you're balancing life out with each other and not just stressing together. You're actually going and living it up. And
you guys just recently took a trip to Guatemala, or what was that?
Have been to Guatemala, but this one was Honduras.
Honduras, okay. Yeah, how was that? What were y'all doing down there? Just a group outing?
Yeah, that was a fantastic time. So we just
we gotta get on that.
Yeah, for sure.
Honduras?
Well, we travel in groups, and I'll tell you what that does. It's like we have pretty low, we're not real luxury travelers as far as we're willing to stay in hostels for $13 a night with a bed in the same room. Everybody just has a bed, not a lot of extras or nothing. So I don't know, we went and traveled and checked the jungle out, did some hiking, swam in the river there, spent some time in that jungle, and then hopped on a ferry, which I will never in my life do again. I was so sick. I thought I was going to pass out. I was crying the whole time. I know I get motion sickness, but I thought I had conquered it a little bit more than that. But so then we went on to Rotan, the island of Rotan, and spent some days snorkeling, checking out the beaches, and just doing mopeds.
Did you pet any iguanas?
No, but they
Are they
actually.
safe to pet? Are iguanas safe to pet? They don't
think
bite you,
so.
do they?
I mean, you can buy them at the pet store.
I would.
So.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would put on a leash for real.
I swear the animals look like they want petted.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought you were gonna say that the ferry, like you wouldn't go on the ferry again because you saw like a great white right next to you.
No.
Or something like that.
No,
It was just the motion sickness. Okay.
It was
They have great whites in
horrible.
Honduras?
I don't know what they have in Honduras.
mean,
I've never
it's
been
the
down there
ocean, I don't
before.
know.
Yeah, I don't even know where
Yeah.
that is.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah, of course they got
it's
sharks.
down-
Bro. They got
down
Mark
yonder.
Cuban's down there right now. So at the Final Friday event that we were doing, we have a food truck, No Regrets. It is a vegan scratch kitchen. It's like all pink food truck. They're fucking baller. Everyone in the tribe is plant based, right?
Not everybody. There's probably about half of us are. Couple of the others are a little bit flexible on some things, and then Hoover's pretty open to whatever. He needs to get his diet life.
He's got to survive out here. Hoover's hilarious. Dude. I love it.
Yeah, he is.
There's
He
and we're
gets
talking about these
picked
people
on.
you don't know him. You will get to know him pretty fast. I mean, we're gonna be there for 6 hours on Friday. It's gonna be quite a bit of time. But yeah, when we were discussing planning the Final Friday event, Shay was pretty adamant about he wanted to have a vegan food truck of some nature pull
Yes.
up, and he suggested No Regrets. So I looked them up, and I guess if you guys have eaten there before, I never have before, but I'm looking forward to it. Are you down to eat some vegan food with me?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to badmouth any vegans out there or anything, but yeah, I mean, I've never tried.
Do you
or
hate
attempted to?
Do you hate vegans?
I do
sir?
hate vegans. I do.
Okay.
No, it wasn't anything that I've came across to
Well,
be
you're from
like,
Great Bend.
let's try it, you know?
Yeah.
So I love McDonald's, so that's probably what it is.
Yeah, he rides for McDonald's. He can
I
never
do.
be a vegan.
I don't know if I would have ever came across my lifestyle change had I not lost parents to disease and cancer at a pretty young age that it shouldn't happen, and then just not wanting to be in that position myself as I got older, because that's a pretty devastating thing to go through with a mom. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's just like you do learn that your lifestyle choices just play out into disease a lot. So ours stemmed from that. I don't know if we would have ever came into the lifestyle otherwise, but yes, we are excited to get back to. We had Kind Cravings, which is our own food truck there for a while, and it did exceptionally well and had so much positive feedback.
I didn't know that was you guys. Shay
Yeah.
told me that, and I was like, Kind Cravings. I knew who that. Man, that's fucking crazy. They have
we
done
had-
a lot.
Yeah,
they do a lot.
we were always overwhelmed by the amount of love we got out of people. We'd go set up at a bar, set up outside of Central Standard or something, and most people aren't vegan, but the ones that are, they'd come up and get it, and the other people would be like, nah, and then they'd take that in there, and surely enough, here, once they started seeing the food
Yeah.
and smelling the food, they'd come out. It's like, I'm a bomb-ass cook. I don't care what I'm cooking. I can do it
God.
upright, So
Amen.
that was kind of what I enjoyed about it. It was just you don't have to be vegan to enjoy this, and you don't have to dedicate your life to it or nothing, but come enjoy a vegan meal, because it's pretty amazing what can be done with plant-based foods,
Yeah, that aren't. I mean, just shit that's crazy processed. I mean, you just gotta lay down at McDonald's, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta turn your fucking life around,
I haven't
bro.
had it in weeks because I have a problem with it.
Yeah.
But
And you
He's
can
trying not to
definitely
relapse.
You can definitely do highly processed vegan lifestyles too, which isn't just because it's vegan don't make it healthy. You know what I'm saying? So it's that's what Kind Cravings did focus on. Was I handmade all my stuff, so all my patties weren't made out of processed foods like a lot of the Beyond Meats and things are. I took beans and turned those into things, and
All that shit from scratch.
mine was whole. Yeah, mine was whole foods, and that was very important for me to do. But it just kind of killed me over time to cook in that way, and be the only cook. So
I can't. Personally, when I cook, I need everybody to get the fuck out of my kitchen.
yeah, same. That's how I am. That's why I'm
if I'm
this-
cooking at home, you can help me prep, you can set some shit up, and then get the fuck out of here. Leah's always trying to help me cook, and I'm like, shorty, you're gonna make me freak out. And I'm the same way though. When she's cooking, I was cooking 2 days ago, and I tried to help her with something. She was like, if you don't stop fucking watching me, get the fuck out of the kitchen. And I was
That's
like,
pretty
all
much
right,
how
all
I
right,
feel.
all right.
I'm
You ever
surprised
seen-
Shay and I survived 7-8 years in the food industry together, but we did.
you ever seen the show The Bear?
No, I haven't
How
seen
they
it yet.
cook?
I don't
This
think
dude
so.
just screamed, "Get the fuck out of my way!" Dead ass. How I that, when I was with my ex, it was, hey, do you need don't even fucking look over. Get just out.
I get
Take a
asked
fucking lap
to-
around the house.
Yeah.
I get asked to come and do like guest chef stuff at places, and I'm
That's
like,
gangster.
oh no, you don't want none of that. I don't want to be in someone else's
I don't want to catch a
kitchen.
fucking case. If someone fucking takes my knife while I'm using it, I beat the shit out of them.
Right. Yeah.
How long have you and Shay been together? Like, when did y'all meet? Because this that had to happen. The amount of shit that has came from you guys being together, the tribal roots, all the experiences that you have given. Because, I mean, I've been in there, like I said, probably 8-10 times at this point, and every single time I'm like, oh my fucking God, I love it here, dog. And I'm one of, 300 people or 400 people that are there that night. So many people have been impacted by this. We got to know, when did you guys meet? How did it start? What's the perfect love story? Me and Eric have one,
Oh,
too.
the perfect love story. Well, we met when I was in 8th grade and he was in 9th.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
He came to campus high school, and I was in the middle school at the time, but he only lasted like, I want to say half a year maybe, because he got in a fight and got expelled.
Nice.
So he was
Shay with the fucking hands.
he was a lot to handle. But that timing wasn't like when we got together or nothing. I had a massive crush. I knew what it was. I knew what it could be. But at that young, it's like, yeah, right, get over it. So I did. And we moved on in life. And I was running into him throughout life in just these random different places. And then one day he just hit me back up and asked how I'd been doing. And consequently, I mean, I'm going to oust myself here. I was married at that time, but
I like to say, don't let your wife stop you from finding your true love.
Oh yeah, don't
let your wife stop
don't
you
let your
from finding your
girlfriend stop you
soulmate.
from finding your wife.
You
I
see what
think
I'm
is the thing.
saying? That's all I'm not even mad about that.
Don't let your husband stop you from having a boyfriend.
it's not good, and it wasn't a good, like, it wasn't my shining moment or nothing.
We don't gotta dig into it. I'm just gonna say, Shay, good job, dog.
Shout out you for real.
But yeah, so it just things transpired, and I don't know, we got together, and then we just like have a lot of fun together. Like, that's what I needed out of a relationship. Is I kind of just fell into marriage real quick after my first boyfriend, which was a psycho.
They usually always are.
Yeah, and it's
My
like
first boyfriend was.
family was real pushing into that one, and it just wasn't. I was 21, you know what I mean? Like, it just was wrong in that sense. It's like the getting married was the wrong part, not the divorce. And sometimes it's like that, and it's just like, that's why it's important to really think about getting married. I just think we just jump into it too soon, and it's.
We just had that conversation as well, like people getting divorced at like 25 years old that got married right out of high school or something like that.
That makes
like,
zero sense.
Yeah, you hit
doesn't make
25
any
and you
sense.
want to like, you haven't tried life at all. All of a sudden you try life, and now it costs you going through a divorce. And
Thank
even
you.
if it was a mutual thing, on the outside it looks bad. It costs money. Your family might be feel one way or the other about it, and the whole time it's just like, we just didn't know what we were doing 7 years ago, and now we're a little bit older and want to fucking actually experience life. And so I see a lot of friends. I don't even badmouth it because the frequency of it, and like I understand, like, yeah, of course there's a lot of my friends or people that I know that are getting divorced at 25. You got married out of high school,
Right.
Like, what? You didn't even know shit. I
Right.
don't even know shit. Still, I'm 27. I don't know shit.
Exactly. So
I was just curious, but yeah, you guys. We can feel it.
we've been together coming up on 19 years.
God
so.
damn.
Jesus Louise. I can't even talk to somebody.
Yeah,
for a
he can't
week.
even get a Tinder match.
I can't even get a Tinder match. That's for I can't get a text back.
19 years. He can't get 19 minutes, though.
It's been awesome. It's been a great 19 years,
Yeah,
honestly.
it is.
What's like the key ingredient
To never stop having fun together and going and seeking the mystery of life for us. I can't speak for everybody, but I can tell you, like, if all you're going to do is go to work and come home and you don't recognize 40 hours of each other's lives, but that dictates your moods usually, and so you don't relate to each other, and then you're just stressed out and you're just going through the kids and the bills and that, and you stop going and having fun and exploring and living it up. It's like, I don't know how successful is something like that really going to turn out to be. So balance is the key. Just keep That's why I don't have kids. I wouldn't know how to keep balance. If I had kids, that's a scary world to me.
It was very scary.
It is.
It'd be a harder balance to keep. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. Love advice from Rochelle. This is Tribal Roots love advice. It is serious. I agree. I think it's got to be.
It works for me. I can't. I don't know if it worked for everybody else. You know, I know everybody loves kids and they love marriage and all the things, but I like adventure and I like mystery and I don't know, I like jumping into fear and overcoming it and seeing what comes of that and how expansive can I get spiritually, mentally, physically. It's just like I
hope that you guys write a book.
I want to. I actually love to write, but I'm the office lady for like 4 businesses, so I feel like
you feel like you're tired.
My creativity sometimes at the end of the day just ain't there. I need to figure out a way to find my balance, and because that's my side of creativity. I just feel like I have a lot to say. I don't know if anybody's listening, but I have a lot that I could share if people want to hear. You know what I mean?
Right.
Things
I think you guys have been through a lot. You could definitely jot a quarter of those experiences and these adventures. Because like I said, I knew that I've seen videos of you guys traveling. Like I just watched some of the stuff that you guys have put out in Honduras, and then everywhere else that I've seen you go, like holy shit, they have seen a lot. There's a lot of questions that you have asked and have had answered just by like traveling and going through life like that is fucking inspirational.
For sure. I love travel. That's my education. I never knew how to. The education system's very lacking for me in this country. And I just feel limited in so many ways. When I travel, I just see how much different our education system and what it's missing. And also just the programming of what our media and everybody wants us to believe about the world and other people and other cultures and all the
fuck
things.
the media.
You know, it's just like, I don't know, you got to get out there and live it to truly have the opinion, to have an educated opinion on it, in my thoughts. I don't know.
I agree. I believe
it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know until you're out of the bubble and you can see from the outside and be like, oh, that.
Yeah. Oh, not everybody has this train of
Right.
thought. Not
Yes.
everybody is like you said,
Yeah.
programmed. We're not all brought up to think this. It's bad. It kind of makes me depressed a little bit. It leads me to drink. You know what I mean?
Well, that's probably why there's a liquor store on every dang corner in
God
this
bless.
country, you know? It's like it does help us cope. We're a country that likes to define our value as a person on how much we can produce or how productive we are. When we stop being productive, we question our worth here, and I just feel like that's definitely going to lead to substance abuse or, ways to escape anyways. So
Yeah.
I feel like you can get a little bit more out of it than just waking up and go to work and going home.
That's why I like doing comedy so much.
Yeah.
Or one of the reasons that I like doing comedy so much is it's a creative outlet. One, let's not even be funny about this. One, I get to hear myself talk. That's going to be the leading factor.
Yeah, that's the number one reason.
I'll be honest about it. I love it, okay? 2, I do get to express, like, my viewpoints and get creative on, like, how can I maybe educate somebody on something or inform them about myself, but make it funny. Like, turn this tragic thing into something funny because I laugh about everything, and that's how it helps me cope through shit. And I know that I'm, like, right now, like, I'm going at something where we're going to, like, not have to really work for anybody else. We're doing this podcast. We're doing comedy together. Like, we just lean on each other back and forth, and Jake for production, and people that are all wanting to do our own shit. And I feel like I see a lot more people, younger people, everybody's like waking up to that. Is like, just, you don't have to slave 40 hours a week for 40 years to have this life. Like, you can go and get this shit on your own.
Absolutely. And it really does. It boils down to leaning on each other. Like, a lot of times we try to do everything ourselves, but I have found that, no, you really do need people. You need community, and you need support, and you need each other.
I need you, Jacob.
Yeah, for real.
We need you, bro.
We need you.
That was my biggest thing starting this and starting comedy. And I tried with comedy, but that didn't necessarily work out. But it was like building a team. Because comedy is
I'm right here, bro.
cutthroat. It is one-on-one.
That's crazy.
For
We're all
sure.
going for stage time. We all want the most stage time. But it's also, if we are able to make a team, like how Frankie and I have done it, we put each other on stage. We piggyback off each other. We're able to talk about, hey, what do you think about this bit?
Yep.
What do you think about this? Cool, we work on this show. You know, we can literally build a team
It's a
that
fucking
way.
dynamic duo, people. Okay.
Love it.
And then now with this podcast, we're building an incredible team. Just not us two, Jake, the Commerce Club here.
Yeah.
They have our back. We've said some crazy
Nice.
stuff. And the fact that we're able to still
Be allowed in the
build
building.
That's one
insane.
thing about comedy that interests me now is like in a world that is so sensitive, how hard
Oh, it's sometimes
comedy would
pretty
be
hard.
because it needs to be natural, but you also like, I feel like there could potentially be a lot of limitations on just how freely you can joke about things anymore.
I think comedy is like a self-sustaining organism that cannot be killed. And when
I
I,
hope
when I
so.
say that, I mean that like you can't cancel a Dave Chappelle, a Ricky Gervais, a Bill Burr, regardless of how much you disagree with guys like that.
Right.
And I'm only using those three because those three are that frequently make political stands that get brought up a lot.
Yep.
But you can't get rid of them. You know what I mean? Like one, here in America, we got freedom of speech. Shout out to that.
Yep.
But also, like, it's funny. If it's funny, it's funny,
works.
and it'll
If it's
always
funny,
be
it
funny.
works.
It'll work. It'll never, like, you can't get rid of it. You can't, like Shane Gillis, you can't cancel that man.
I love dark humor. Like you said, so humor is one of those things that allows me to like song, like any vibration. It's a form of getting it out, right? So, yeah, I just think it's important that we can learn to laugh at life because sometimes that's all you can do in some moments. And I'll never forget when my stepbrother died, and we were in the little on our way. Whoever was driving us to the funeral. We were joking, I guess, and being probably over the top, me and my family, but that's how we deal with suffering.
Yeah.
Is we turn it into a joke and laugh, and I just think the rest of the room might have got a little uncomfortable considering the topic, but it's just like
It's how you can get through. I know literally this past weekend I went and visited my parents, and my youngest sister got into a fight at school, and so the girl she fought, her mom messaged my mom, and they're talking back and forth how my sister was allegedly bullying and this, that, and the other. Well, we found out that the other girl, her dad died. Well, we just went through a cancer scare with my dad, and so we're like, what do we do? And I was like, at least we have a dad.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like one of those like, because it was like a really serious moment, and I was like, at least we have a dad, and it was
yeah,
something to comedic relief.
Jesus
from.
Christ. Yo.
But I think comedy is the greatest.
Yeah,
medicine.
I make dead mom jokes all the time. So.
I know my mom's gone, and I kid
She would
about
love it though. My mom was a funny bitch.
Same.
She would fucking, you know what I mean? And I always think that. I always think that. Shout out my mom. She would want
Yo.
me. She would want me to laugh.
Yo, for sure. Yeah,
And
I
if
say
your dad
things.
died, he'd want you to laugh too. He's alive. Though.
He's alive, so that's good. Yeah,
Jacob, is your dad alive?
Kind of.
Jacob.
That's
Fair enough.
That's what's up.
all that matters.
Yeah, as long as he's kind of lit.
He's kind of there.
All right,
It's kind of loopy, but it's a good time.
it is a good time.
A pulse is a pulse.
Well, okay. Oh my God. Have we touched too much on the Element Fives? You said that they're from the UK.
They're from the UK, yes.
Sunshine was kind of enlightening us about them. 7 of them. One in the
7 in the world, 2 in the United States, 1 in Wichita. Is
I'm
that
not
true?
sure the actual number of how many are out there.
Can you Google that for us?
Yeah, look up Element Fives. Darren, pull it up. Uh-oh. We're streaming.
Oh, don't look at
I
this.
do
Yeah.
know
Don't look at this.
Oh, God.
it's just a couple dudes that are building them in their space there. So
Yeah, I seen their Facebook page.
yeah.
And so did you guys acquire these by somebody having to sell them in the middle of the...
You know what?
Well, so okay, the only reason I asked is
we-
because you had said that when the pandemic hit and people were
That's the
having to
only
kind of get
thing-
out of it, you guys might have been able to... And there's nothing wrong with that. Game is game. Business
For
is business.
sure. No, the sound system we had already had on order, and then from there, production just works kind of like that. It's it's like any other hobby, really. You're just like, oh, well, now you need an LED wall. Oh, well, now the LED wall needs to be bigger.
Oh, the LED
well, now
wall is
the-
fucking crazy,
Now
too.
the lights need to happen, and then you need lasers, and now you need more of those, and
Yeah, the lasers go crazy. God, I love Tribal Roots. And it is funny. I could see Shay just being like, Yeah, but we need a little bit more.
We need
a little bit
here's
more.
what he says. That's all we'll ever need.
That's
That's what
all
he
we-
says. And we know when he says that means that is not all we will ever need.
Yeah, that's all we'll ever need. That's one. Jacob, what do you have for us? What were you able to
Couldn't
find
find
out?
I couldn't find anything. I'm not Jamie, thank you.
If
All
I
right,
Google this and I find this,
Jacob,
I'm swinging.
God bless it. Well, yeah, no, it is so loaded with stuff as far as like visuals, light, sound, visuals, just absolutely top tier. It goes. I'd put it up against anybody's shit. I mean, I would.
It's been
confidently-
getting that kind of feedback. It blew our minds. We didn't know what we were getting when we got it. We just
Yeah.
knew that we were ready to.
You didn't know the Element 5s? Is that what you're talking about? You didn't know
Yeah,
they were
we
gonna
did
be like
not
that?
know. I don't remember how he came across him, but we buy and sell. He's really good at like finding things at a lower value that have higher value and flipping that, and
He's
so-
a hustler.
Yeah,
Shay is a
pretty much.
motherfucking hustler.
He is.
Dude,
he
that's
is.
what when I first met and started talking to this dude, I was like, I like this cat
Yeah.
a lot. I like
Yeah.
this cat. Like, I feel like I wouldn't appear to be like someone that's into the EDM scene, that much. But you look at Shay and you're like, where's he from?
His
He's
mind,
not from here.
yeah, his mind's pretty impressive actually. He is from here actually.
He's not from this
surprisingly.
planet.
That's why I call him Shaylin.
Wow. I'm going to change his name on my phone
Yeah.
to that.
Or Shaydanigans works.
Shaydanigans.
He probably feeds that one the most.
Mm.
But yeah, so we had the double-decker bus. He built that double-decker bus into the food truck. We worked it for 2 years, and then we flipped it for a profit. And he was like, what do you want to do with this money? Hey, babe, what do you think about getting this?
Yeah.
And he was like, we'd have to order it and send him money across seas. We don't really know it. He's like, but the price that it is, I don't think we could lose out on it. It's like, if we don't like it, we can just flip it for a profit. I was like, all right, but works for me. So he calls up Hoover and just asks if he wants to go in on a sound system too.
Mm-hmm.
And Hoover's like, sure, them two.
Yeah.
Those two in life are funny.
2 peas in a pod.
Yeah.
I love who.
Two Southside peas in a pod is what I call them.
Yeah, amen. 2 Southside peas in a pod is tight. That's kind of a bar.
That's a bar.
That's how Eric.
That is, yeah, that's a bar.
I tease Hoover because he has this, he's going to hate me for this, but he has a tattoo on his arm. You should look at it. It's 2 skulls. That one has headphones. It looks like a DJ, like on a flat bill, and the other one has a flat bill, but I tease him. It's them too.
Yeah.
And
It
he
is.
hates it so much. He's always like, you're just jealous. You're jealous. You're not on it.
Eric and I have talked about getting matching tattoos.
We didn't, but yeah, we could. It's
I thought we were gonna get. All right, whatever. Okay, okay.
It's
So that night
special.
meant nothing to you. Okay, that's fucking crazy.
so while we were laying there under the stars,
You're meaning to tell me what was that kiss for? Where's Drake?
Here
speaking of Drake, he got dissed hard.
Yes, let's bring Drake
Yeah,
into the
we're drinking-
conversation.
we
we go.
have
Time for
to.
Drake.
We
Fucking
have
dude,
to.
fuck Kendrick Lamar, but damn, that verse was tight. We're talking about on Like That, Future and Metro Boomin. Future, talk for it. I can't.
Future
do
and
it.
Metro Boomin, they released an
That's
album, and Kendrick featured on one of the songs, and he just
Called Like That.
obliterated Drake and J. Cole, kinda.
Yeah, I honestly kind of felt bad for J. Cole because I was like, Drake makes sense. He's always shooting at people anyway. But then I was like, J. Cole, like 50 Cent, what do you say fuck me for? You know what I mean?
He said it's the big three, K Dot.
Yeah, he
Aubrey,
included
and
him in the conversation. I don't know.
and he's getting dissed on, man.
I'm ready. Dude, it literally, I was telling somebody the other day, because especially we had just got this conversation with you and Sunshine about how you guys, being a little bit younger than me, like that 2 to 4 year gap in rap music changed a shit ton. I feel right now like it is about to be like 2014 again. Drake's dropping, Future's dropping, Schoolboy's dropping. Who else? Cole is dropping. I mean, everybody that was like popping at that point in time is all dropping music at once again. Without Schoolboy Q, I wouldn't even have this conversation. But Schoolboy Q putting an album out this year too. Yeah, nah, we're in. It's about
Civil
to.
War.
It's about to get fucking Civil
Civil
War.
War.
It's Civil War for real.
Yeah, they're about to. It's
Well,
about
we
to
got
get
the big
nasty.
sides.
We're gonna
I'm
get
riding with Drake.
back to
I
back.
don't
I'm riding
care.
with Drake.
I don't care what happens.
We're
I gotta
riding
ride with
Drake.
Drake. We
Riding
are
on.
riding the Drake train. Running the light.
I mean, it's big enough. We can both hop on.
Oh my god!
What the heck? This is awesome.
Holy shit!
Well, y'all knew we were going to take it here.
Yeah, we knew it was coming. I just didn't know that hard. Pause.
Oh my god. Holy shit.
I need a lap.
That's been there since that song dropped. I've been waiting for today.
Funny.
It just got hot in here.
Yeah, I'm
It
sweating.
got toasty in here.
Having flashbacks.
Pause.
You were trying to see the video again?
Yeah.
I got it
Pull it
bookmarked.
up. Pull it up.
Oh Christ. Do you guys only do EDM music in the warehouse?
So the thing about it is, it's like the warehouse is a very underground vibe. It's not set up much for, and wasn't when we got into it, to be hosting. We had to go through a lot of things to change it into a place of assembly to even have people in the way that we're having them. But it's not really accommodating for, you know, your typical entertainment type scenario. It is and it isn't. I don't know how to say that. It's very underground, and not too many people are going to feel super comfortable coming into that underground of a feeling. So,
Yeah, the
But-
wave is rave, bro.
you know, so it's like Shay and I love all kinds of music, and we have all these ideas for different experiences we want to bring, but we don't, like, we've maxed out the warehouse for what can be done there. So we're on the hunt to find a space that we can have a venue that we're hosting just different things all the time year round. And then scale back being on the road for festival season and traveling so much during that time. But yeah, we do plan on having all kinds of different things. We want to do like just live organic music, like classical stuff or piano, violin, bring in fusion of electronic and that to that space.
I love that.
Yeah, same.
Lindsey Sterling.
Yeah.
It's one of my faves.
Yes, I just love that combination too. We like folk and bluegrass and just all of it, really. Like, we love lots of artists you see online that aren't even like technically big or nothing, but are just through Instagram and thing. It would be fun to bring some of those people. We just have a lot of different ideas for what you could do with the venue space that's just a little more accommodating than.
I think we kind of skipped over that. I wanted to talk about, we've spoken a lot about the warehouse, the energy, the vibe, but you guys also hit the road and do festivals. We spoke about it a little bit in the lobby, but take us through like what exactly happens in that when you guys hit the road.
Oh, so there's like a pretty solid cut on warehouse season ending, and then right away they just start having to pack up the trailer to the brim of all this heavy ass equipment and then hauling it across states. You typically run into all kinds of road trouble, burned up transmissions, blown tires almost every dang time.
Mm-hmm.
Just all the funness of that. And then you get there and there's setup, and there's usually weather that you're working through. There's always production equipment problems. Got to find the cable that's not working out of 20 million cables.
Oh, geez.
It's half the wall isn't coming up. So there's just like, I don't know. I was telling him it's pretty much a dude's world in my opinion. Like men like to problem solve, it seems like. And that's all it is. It's constant problem solving. But
I like to cause problems.
yeah. But it's also like really cool when it's all, you find it's like up to the last minute every dang time with something, and then it finally comes on right when the show's supposed to start, and then from there it's usually good unless the storms come through, which is always a thing. We've had just like time and time again things get wiped out. It's very scary having everything you've worked very hard for, a system that you can't just have replaced.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If that
You
gets,
can't just have another
no,
5.
No, because they don't really produce them like that. Like, so it's just scary having it all out there. For me, I'm just like the whole time, like nervous. But
Yeah, that's dope. I knew that you guys had hit the road. I didn't know like the extent of it.
they're gonna be on the road this year. I'm sitting this time out. I decided I could just be a lot more useful around here and get my podcast and things like that going that I want to do. But they're going to be on the road at one point for 6 weeks and not be back at all for that time.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's a lot
And
of work.
let me tell you, being with all dudes,
Yeah.
it's a lot. Like, you get out of the car and come back in and you can smell everybody's brand. Let me just say that.
Just dudes being bros.
Yeah, just dudes
Being
being bros,
dudes.
man. Seriously.
And one of them's like, girls do it too. It's like, yeah, they do. But when I go on vacation with all my girls,
They don't smell
when I
like a
get
locker room
back
when
in
you
the
get back.
car, yeah, it don't smell like wet feet and farts.
Yeah.
Like, they at least have the audacity.
Fellas, what are we doing here? Huh? Come on, step it up.
We gotta start
Guys.
wiping our ass a little better.
Hoof, I'm looking at you. What are we doing here?
It's rough. Hoove can't even smell, so he's lucky. He has no sense of smell, and I'm like, lucky.
I knew that. I think actually, you're saying that, and I'm like, yeah, I knew that about him. For God knows why.
Sadly, he had like polyps or something. Got those removed. Started to smell, and then he got COVID, and it wiped it back out, and he never got it back. I feel really bad for him.
That sucks. I love
Yep.
smelling shit.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
not shit. I love smelling things. Pause. Pause. No, I just wanted to get that because I knew that was a pretty big part of the tribe is that you guys go out, load the Element 5s, load the lights and sound, and just take that on the road. And that's honestly like another thing that I admire about Shay and about everybody is that one way or another, like day by day, he's gonna find a way to make something cool. Like
For sure.
taking that show on the road, that's a smart ass idea that I've never seen anybody from around here do. If they do it, I just haven't seen it. And then also having like that alone is dope. And then pair it with having the dopest room in the city in my mind to perform at or to just be a fan in, like that is a crazy combo. And to do it on both sides at that level is really dope. So I just wanted to shout you guys out for that because it is very admirable.
Thank you very much. Yep. The whole goal is to eventually like not travel so much, but there'll probably be some festivals that we'll want to keep working with and bring the sound. We're trying to work on combining the two elements that belong in or that exist in the United States. We want to bring them together.
That would be hella crazy.
And show what that experience is like.
Yeah, I want to go there.
I need to know.
Yeah.
We all need to know.
We were talking about, me and Sunshine were talking about standing in front of him on the last episode, and he was like, yeah, it gives you a shortness of breath.
Yep.
I feel like I'm rattling when it's tight. It's tight. It's probably not good that I'm chasing after that feeling, but it's dope.
We get
It's like a little brain
city
massage.
hall meetings set up after we leave towns at times. We've had a couple of them. Go Arkansas, they actually had one and decided that, nope, they're not going to change anything just because of how loud we were. But
Hey, shout out
I think
Arkansas.
it was Iowa.
shout out
Yeah.
Arkansas,
I
where my
love
cousin's
Arkansas,
at.
dude. Arkansas is the place.
Keep kissing your cousins and keep the sound.
Yeah. Keep
Shout out,
kissing
yeah.
your cousins as loud as you want. I actually do love Arkansas. It's fucking beautiful down there.
It is. It's like the best kept secret, in my opinion.
That's where Wakan is, right?
Wakanda?
No, Wakan.
Oh.
It is a music festival at the end of the year.
I didn't realize how big that festival is, honestly.
I didn't. I've never heard about it. Leah was telling me about
Yeah.
that shit. She was like, She went last year and wants to go again this year. So I was like, I will take. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've been more of a Lollapalooza. Like I went to Buku in New Orleans. I like a mixed festival.
Yeah.
Personally.
I found that I pretty much like Burns. That's my thing. I've hopped.
What does that mean?
Like Burning Man. Then they do regionals, so
What makes it a burn?
it's a different kind of culture. So it's not put on. So Tribal Roots puts on the show, right? Like we do everything. You come into that space and we've set it all up, and that's all us, right? But like Burning Man, every person that attends, there's nothing out there besides the infrastructure that has to be set up, like bathrooms and stuff, but everything there is put on by the participants, every person that comes.
Whoa.
And then there's principles that most of us live by in our daily lives even. But there's just a lot of intention behind it as a collective. And it just goes further for me than festivals. Festivals are cool. Like I love the aspect of obviously music, but I like to roam around and have a million other experiences that a lot of times festivals don't really do for me.
Yeah, I get that. That's
So-
what's up. That's fucking crazy. I didn't know anything about it either.
Yeah.
About what I knew that it's been going on for a long time. Burning Man is like one of the longest running events.
Yeah, it's like the hub of human ingenuity, in my opinion. It's all techie people. So you got your Silicon Valley people out
Yeah.
there bringing just crazy. All the art projects people do are just mind blowing. You just go out there and wander around, and anything and everything you can think of is going on. And it's not one kind of music; it's all the music, But it's basically like walking around in a dream world where.
For real. It's like the warehouse sometimes to
Yeah,
me. I'm
yeah.
like, God, man, there's so much
We'll
shit.
scale that up to be
Yeah,
like
exactly.
78,000 people
Holy
bringing
fuck.
bringing that, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
or their version of that. And not only, like I said, not only electronic scene. There's just all kinds of things. Like there's a camp where you can take the playa dust and do something with a magnifying glass and turn it into like a little diamond thing. There's just
Yeah.
tons
Just
of random
shit back to
things
back to
with
back.
creative stuff. Yeah, and
That's
it's-
really dope.
Yeah, and it's all like gift culture based. So you're not going to buy things when you get out there. Everything that people bring, you bring enough to support yourself, and then whatever you feel like gifting. And that could be a service, that could be an item, it could be whatever. And so, and then they remove anything, like you can't come out there and advertise anything. We can't bring the name Tribal Roots out there and try to get our brand advertised.
That's
like
tight.
we have to be Treehouse Camp then, because that's not an LLC and we ain't making money
it
off
just
that.
exists right there.
Yeah, so
we go,
there's
we go tell jokes out there.
yeah, for real. Like seriously, it'd be amazing. They have like a roller skating rink out there.
What
that-
the fuck?
Just everything
That's
you can think
crazy.
of.
They have a pro wrestling ring
Yeah.
in there. We just start running
Yeah,
around.
they brought in like a Boeing whatever airplane one year and
What the fuck?
set up a rave inside of that. And
Yo, that's
there's-
hard.
There's yachts that are just driving on the playa out there. It's
That's
just
crazy.
It's pretty wild.
That was dope.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about it, so thank you for asking that, Eric, because I have no idea. Now we got to go. We got to be, I don't know if there's comedians out there, but we're about to bring that shit.
Absolutely, there is.
Fuck.
And,
All right.
and that's what we can do. It's like, let's host camp. And in our camp, we'll put in the booklet that you guys will be performing this day
we
at
got
this
it.
time.
We got it.
You
tell
know?
us when we're ready.
Walk around with the boombox.
Yeah, just
mic.
tell jokes like somebody on the pier. I love when
Seriously.
people do that out on like, I mean, piers all over. You just sit someone with a boombox and they're just like freestyling.
Shay and I were walking one time out there, and this music was like never fading. And we were like, where is this coming from? And we look behind us. This dude had all this stuff to produce it as he was walking or driving his
Whoa.
little bike thing he had. And it just felt like our own personal soundtrack right behind us while we were on the playa. It was just an interesting experience.
That's tight. Shout out to whoever that guy was. back
Yeah.
then.
Shout out, y'all.
We love you.
Yeah.
Speaking of shout out, we do want to give a couple shout outs real quick to the people that sponsor this podcast. Eric,
I know what you're thinking. How did Eric afford this amazing Essentials Fear of God hoodie?
well, it's
Where did I
not-
get that?
Not selling his butt.
Not selling my butt. I mean, we're fucking close.
Yeah, we support that, but
If you do sell your butt,
yeah,
I'm on your team. But where I got this hoodie and where I got this hat and this hat is at All Things Hype here in Wichita, Kansas. It's downtown. This dude is amazing. He has all sorts of shit down there. All sorts of designer stuff, shoes.
yeah, sneakers, his own brand, and then sneakers, hype gear. There's a smoke shop in it.
Yep. You can get all sorts of, I think there's a tattoo shop still in
Yeah,
there.
you could probably get legal advice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think. Or
Yeah.
probably
You
not
probably-
from
yeah.
there.
Even
File
illegal
for a
advice.
divorce. We're selling pit bull puppies. Yeah, I'm selling matcha out the side. You know what I mean?
We're raffling off French
Yeah,
bulldogs.
we're shooting dice.
But it's a really cool shop downtown here in Wichita, All Things Hype. Make sure you guys go down there, find yourself something cool, and mention that we're sending you there. Maybe you'll get a little discount.
Yeah, he
on
might show
us.
you some love if he knows that you're fucking with Running the Light. Our other sponsor, Cowboy Revolution, you can go to their website or check them out on Instagram, TikTok. They're all over the place. And if you go to their site, you want to shop, you can use the code Running the Light for 15% off of your order. That's a veteran-owned, I think woman-owned company.
Veteran-owned, woman-owned.
So we fucking love that. You know what I mean? We support the people that have supported the troops. You know what I mean? We
So,
support the troops.
And the women.
And the women.
So-
We support the ladies, we support the troops, and we support the people that are selling their butt.
So make sure you guys go check out Cowboy Revolution. They just dropped a couple of new shirts, a couple of new hats. So
Yeah.
it's really great quality stuff. It's a really cool band.
Yeah.
Women owned, veteran owned. Make sure you use the promo code Running the Light, 15% off.
And they do a lot of cool shit as far as like who they support and stuff. They're very like vocal. They use their platform a lot too. So I like that shit personally.
Me too.
Way to make a fucking stand. You know what I'm saying?
Get them, girls.
Let's go, girls.
And shout out the Commerce
go,
Club
girls.
here in Wichita. For
At the National.
at the National for providing this beautiful podcast room. Not only do they do podcasting, they also do photography. They have workspaces. They have a kitchen if you
Yeah.
guys are into that.
Chef it up.
They also have Jacob Clark, our producer. He will be your producer if you treat him right, if you tickle him, if you touch his butt.
Yeah.
If you show him that Drake video, God knows what he'll do.
Yeah.
So make sure you guys check out the Commerce Club here in Wichita, Kansas. All things hype and Cowboy Revolution.
And we will all be at Tribal Roots on Final Friday this year from 6 p.m. to midnight. It is a $10 event, 18 to enter, 21 to drink. Una Vita's going to be there. All three of us will be there having a blast. You know what I mean? It's going to be a great time. And tickets are only $10. You've got music, magic, comedy, Magic, okay? Magic. We got the best magician in the state out in that motherfucker for y'all.
Yeah, fuck Chris Angel.
Yeah, fuck Chris Angel, for real. A lot
We got
of
Christian Minal.
Yeah, a lot of Christian, but no, but okay, a lot of local artists as well. Some people that I really have wanted to see their work, and we're gonna have it all on display, all local Wichita shit. You know what I mean? And vegan food truck, no regrets, scratch kitchen. So we just wanted to shout that out one more time because that's where we're all gonna be, and it is a lot of time that has gone into it. There's a lot of people involved. We just added Lotus Flow to the DJ set. I mean, that's gonna be
Good choice.
Yeah, I love, dude. It's the people that I've met through there too. I mean, I've met like 5 more DJs that I really fuck with through through the warehouse. So it's really dope. I'm very excited to be doing it with them. I've been planning this for like 4 months, and slowly, Eric and I are like rolling stuff into it, and I'm getting Shay's, recommendations on stuff to add, and it's just kind of been a big collective snowball at this point, and it is coming to a head Friday for $10, 707 South Washington. 707 South Washington, Tribal Roots. And you guys can follow, I think is it Tribal Roots Collective on Instagram?
Yes, on Instagram.
Yeah, Tribal Roots Collective on Instagram. You follow them. They do shows all the time. The season's about to come to an end, but you can gear up for their next warehouse season. It's going to be massive. I've heard some rumors amongst the people.
It's pretty crazy what next season's unfolding to be, but we still got like 4 amazing shows getting ready to roll out to end this season with that we're all pretty excited for. But we are excited to get back to Final Friday. Like, we haven't done one in a long time since COVID hit, honestly. And that's how Tribal Roots really got our start out into the public eye, was hosting Final Fridays downtown. So
it's a back-to-back weekend for you guys too. We're doing our show Final Friday, and then Saturday, what do you have going on?
Saturday we have a house show going on, so lots of amazing dancing. Yeah, right. I'm super stoked too. House is my favorite, and it's hard to pick. I love all the genres and time and place for all of them. But if you're looking for just like pure feel-good energy, and you just want to come dance and leave feeling lighter, that's the move.
Eric, you need to do that.
I need to do that. Yeah, go in there, get some cardio.
Yeah.
Gotta shed some of these pounds.
Oh, God.
For sure.
Well, Eric, where can they find you out here?
Make sure you guys find me at ErickZayas1, ErickZayas1. I will spell it every single time because my last name is apparently just impossible to
Mexican.
spell out.
Is it Mexican?
Make sure you guys find me on everywhere: TikTok, Instagram, Twitter,
Hinge.
Black dating singles, all of that. Make sure
You can find them outside of Patricia's.
Make sure you guys follow the podcast at Running the Light Pod on TikTok, Instagram. If you guys want to book us, Running the Light Pod, we are open for April for the most part.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get out there.
April and May are pretty open. 420 weekend, we're gonna be busy though. I'm keeping that. That's still in the early moldings right now, but 420 weekend, we're gonna be busy. So. All the whoever hotheads wanted to book us, you took too long.
It's too late.
Sounds about right.
But May is completely open still. So, well, we might go to Philly. Well, that's also neither here nor there. I'm online, Frankie Miracle. Look me up on anything but the FBI website. And I think that's about all I have for today. Eric, you got anything? You want to walk us out this bitch?
Yeah, I'll just walk out. What? Professionally and personally, what's some advice you can give to anybody wanting to follow a dream, their dreams? What's the advice that you would give out?
I would say just start with consistency, like never giving up. Start with something that you know you're gonna like feel a certain way about every day, like, because it's trying and it's almost impossible feeling most times. It's gonna take a while to get to a point you feel you're getting anywhere at all. So you have to survive that moment. So consistency is the key. Just keep showing up. Know you're gonna probably like have a lot of setbacks, and that's okay. But eventually you will get where you're going, and you have to be flexible. You can't. You might have an end game in mind, but you got to be flexible on the process on how it gets there, because we can't imagine how life's gonna unfold. So you have to be, willing to work with that, and then just. Yeah, I don't know. I had a third one and I forgot it. It was really important. Apparently
Keep lists. How about?
Right.
I'm playing.
Is there anything you want to say before we head out? Shout
any-
yourself out? Any shows? Anything?
I don't think so.
Where can they find Tribal Roots? Where they can find you? if anybody's interested in that.
Just on Facebook's where I spend most of my time, honestly. I know that's probably a little old school, but
No, I love Facebook.
Yeah.
I'm a big Facebook.
I write a lot
love
more.
Facebook.
Give more to things than just a picture, so it
Yeah.
works for me in that way. I use it for a lot of organization, but Rochelle Collins, you can find me from there. I just do a lot of rescue work and things like that. I'm diving deeper into that right now, getting ready to help change the laws here with our shelter for the animals, because Wichita leaves much to be desired on what they're doing right now. Hope to get the word out on that, but yeah, that's what I spend a lot of my time doing.
Do better for these dogs.
Yeah, for real. Like, it's a shame what's going on right now. But just Tribal Roots on Facebook. You can pretty much find any of us from there.
Yeah, you check the Tribal Roots, the Facebook page, or Tribal Roots Collective on Instagram.
On Instagram, yep. And we're building a website right now so we can have something outside of socials in case things go wrong there, because
Yeah.
they just always seem a little...
Oh yeah, TikTok's about to get banned.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
I'm in Facebook jail every other week.
Right.
Real jail every other year. So, we did. I'm glad that you asked that. I forgot to ask the advice question. So, thank you, Eric, for keeping
Yes.
this shit together.
I wish I could remember the last thing I had, and I forgot.
Watch the second we get out of here. And
Yeah,
end this.
yeah,
Like,
we're-
oh, by the way,
Yes.
don't do
By the way-
drugs.
By the way, fucking wash your ass when you go on a road trip.
Oh, be willing to. A lot of things that I notice about people nowadays is the work ethic. It's like the amount of work you're going to have to put into taking an idea and turning it into something tangible, and then making a success out of that. You can't seek immediate gratification. And we are turning into a society, and it's the younger the generations get, they came up with it. You know what I mean? It's
This
like they
fucking
came up on just immediate gratification on everything, and it's like that's not how it works to build something into a success. So you got to be willing to put the hours in, and you're not going to get paid for those hours. That's just how it works.
Fucking A.
You're gonna
don't
be
we know
paying
it.
for those hours.
Yeah,
actually.
so
Yeah.
be willing to do that, and if you can be consistent and just keep a good work ethic with it, you should be able to get somewhere with it.
Amen. Yeah, I mean, from our experience, you're gonna be paying.
You're
for
gonna
it.
be paying.
The first few years.
Yeah.
We just did a show in KC and went under on it, which is, I mean, we do it for the love of the game on some account, but
But also,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I would like a little bit more, but we're early on, and that's just something that you have to do. 100%. I stand by that. That is very good advice to people. Is like, it's gonna fucking take a while and it's gonna suck, but
Yeah, and
keep
you
the
have
vision
to-
in mind.
You have to be everything. If you're small business, you don't just all of a sudden have a bunch of money to be paying anybody out. You have to do all of it,
Yeah.
from all the government side of it to the marketing to the accounting to the just all of it, the labor, just everything. There's so many layers to it. If you don't have a solid team and you're just you or one other person, you two, it's just like it's going to take a lot of communication and a lot
Time,
of commitment.
communication, yeah, effort.
Communication.
It takes a
yeah.
tribe.
It really does. It really does.
Seriously.
Well, I think you're welcome. Well, thanks everybody for listening. Make sure you guys follow, subscribe, do everything that all these famous people say to do to their stuff.
And pull up to Tribal Roots on Final Friday, you dirty motherfuckers.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you. We'll see you guys next week. We'll see you guys Friday night. Thank you.
Love
Thanks
you.
for having me out. That was fun.